Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
This is where we turn it around, right here.
Tonight's the night. They sure will be fighting. They'll be fighting in the other Washington, though, over there on the other side of the country. Seattle Seahawks are the Super Bowl champions, and they are also the Washington Redskins' opponent tonight. Joining us right now is the one and only Trevor Matich, WMAL's Redskins analyst. Trevor, am I completely losing it when I think that the Redskins actually match up okay against the Seahawks?
No, you're not losing it. The Seahawks aren't perfect. They've actually lost the game this year. And the Redskins do have a chance to win. I mean, right now the thought is that they will be completely obliterated by Seattle, and they might be. But there is a chance because this Redskins team has the capability of playing really well, and they have the capability of wetting the bed.
All right, but a lot of this has to do with Kirk Cousins, of course, and how he's going to – I mean, let's face it, the Seahawks do have a pretty strong defense, especially the secondary. Cousins had a big problem with the Giants. Is he going to have any different time with the Seahawks?
Yeah, the Seahawks defense is much better. They have the best secondary with the most playmakers back there, including Richard Sherman in the league. The thing about Cousins is that the best he can be right now, he's a young quarterback with very few starts. The best he can be is efficient. When he tries to be efficient, he can be very good. That means throw the ball on time to a spot, but don't try to force plays when you're behind and you're trying to catch up. Because when he tries to do that, he's an awful, terrible, game-losing quarterback.
Yeah.
So he needs to stay in his wheelhouse. And the irony is that when Cousins tries to be a playmaker, he's terrible. When RG3 tries to be efficient, he's terrible. So right now they've got a really good quarterback split over two guys.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I've often found that when quarterbacks really stink up the joint one week, as we saw with Tom Brady, they come roaring back the week after because they sort of, it's sort of like well, it can't get any worse. And the second thing is it's sort of like they bear down and they show that they have a little grit.
Yeah, and that's possible. And the thing about Cousins is that he'll have the chance to show us that now. I mean, he's going to have at least 4 games and probably a lot more than that to show whether or not what happened against the Giants last week was an anomaly or whether that's really who he is under pressure. And so, and Cousins, you know, the coaches are still learning what he's good at. Cousins is still learning what he's good at and what he's not good at. And hopefully now in this game, Cousins will understand that he's not a playmaker, and if he tries to be a playmaker, he'll kill his career. Later on, he might be a playmaker, but right now he's not.
He just needs to be a good journeyman quarterback.
That's right, but the coaches are understanding that too. And so what he does well is throw the ball on time to a spot. When he's not throwing it on time, when he's off schedule, he looks around to try to find somewhere to throw, then, you know, that's where the mistakes happen. So the coaches in this game can game plan deeper throws that are thrown on time to a spot. That way he can get those deeper throws without having to do it off schedule looking around.
I'd just like to point out that this may be the first and only time that anyone has compared Kirk Cousins to Tom Brady, Mr. Wilson, other than they both went to college in the state of Michigan.
I'm just saying, you can come back.
Different schools.
Tom Brady just proved it.
Let's talk about the real quarterback for the Redskins, RG3. Robert Griffin actually attended practice and looked pretty good. I'm hearing some reports saying he may be back as early as Week 8, Trevor Matich. What are you hearing?
Well, you know, that maybe. I don't know. Is it sponsored that he'll be back by Week 8?
No, I saw one rumor Week 8 and another rumor said more likely Week 10 coming off of the bye week.
Okay. As long as it's not sponsored that he'll be back for Week 8. You know, it'll be great in Week 8 and have T-shirts and everything else, and I think we're fine.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Little tongue-in-cheek there.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow. So he'll just be back with some Subway sandwiches in his hands.
RG3 is an elite playmaker, an elite athlete. An elite athlete, and he has come back very quickly from injuries in the past. And so it's not out of the question that he'll be back that soon. But what the coaches want is for him to have 2 full weeks of 100% practice to evaluate him at that point. And then he'll come back, and then whether or not he gets the starting job back will depend on how well Cousins plays. Once again, Cousins has a chance to completely erase the debacle of the Giants in this one game tonight.
Yeah, well, do you think that? I mean, let's get real. I mean, people are going to watch the Nats game tonight, and after the Nats come back and beat the Giants, and they bring it to 2-1.
You hold on to that.
Then they're going to tune over to the Redskins to complete their Washington D.C. football or their sporting night. How late should they stay up watching this game?
Well, all they have to do is check the box score on their cell phones. And if the Redskins are within 3 touchdowns, well, hey, there's always a chance. By the way, if the Nationals are able to win the World Series, how much pressure will that put on the Redskins?
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
The Redskins are still, even losing, they're still the hot topic in town. With the Nationals, even if they just go to the World Series, the Redskins will be the other team in town for the first time in my memory.
Yeah, it's true, Trevor. But listen, they need to win tonight to at least think about going anywhere.
They need a good showing tonight because against the Giants, it was offense and defense. It was just an utter obliteration.
Yeah. All right.
And so that's what they need is a good showing. At least show us that you're putting up a fight, for goodness sake.
All right, so give us your best prediction.
I think Seattle wins by 2 touchdowns.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
You know what?
And part of the reason is I'm not sure the defense is up to it. The secondary has been just horrible. Again, they've had injuries, suspensions, and so it's not. There are things that happen that they're not responsible for. At the same time, that secondary has not improved at all in recent memory. And at some point, you would think that they would rise from being heinous to merely awful. And if that secondary ever became average, with the pass rush that they could have, if the secondary could cover anybody, the defense could be better. But in this game against Seattle, I don't expect that to happen.
All right, Trevor Matich, thanks for checking in with us. Enjoy the game tonight. We will check in with you tomorrow so you can tell us exactly what happened and why.
Why I was wrong about Seattle winning the game.
That's right, exactly. We will rub it in your face. Keep this audio. We're going to show him. Because Kirk Cousins is going to show himself to be the Tom Brady of tomorrow.
That's
when
right.
He bounces back to
I have faith